Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Breck. Bulldogs just getting ready to get started here up in Golden Valley. Draheim picks up the puck, dumps that down. Burns will give chase. He'll pick up the puck down in the corner. Battling with four up against the walls. Von Bank jumps in there. Schaffler down out front as well. On the back end, you also have Tyler Legal pushed out now by Breck. 25 carries it up on the far side. Fans on that dump in, picked up by Tyler. Gets that up to Schaffler. Schaffler unable to hold on to it. Nice take there by 25, and then he just throws a hook in Legal. Thiago makes the save, picked up by Schaffler. Schaffler's going to have Burns out ahead. Goes to Von Bank. Von Bank now carries it in. Carries it down into the corner. Von Bank still has it. Wraps it around on the far side. Telejohn will pick it up. Telejohn and Evenson in for the first time. Telejohn works it up against the box. And the goalie for Breck makes the save. 14:03 early here in the first. Just getting underway. Bulldogs sending out their next line. We've got Gage, Phelps, Placido. Telejohn, Evenson stay out there. 15-minute periods, two line officials. I stand corrected. It is not Thiago in that. It is Anders Liddell in that. That one squirts all the way down. Evenson down in the corner. Gets it over to Telejohn. Telejohn looking for an avenue out. It's got Placido. Got caught in the stick of 24. 24 puts it off the rear end of 37. Now picked up by Gage. Gage takes a big hit by 26. Picked up by the wing, 43. He gets hit then by Telejohn. Tie up in the center. And Liddell covers that one up. Third line coming out. Grant, Meyer, Legal to start. Evan Schmidt and Justin Pexa on the back end. Those of you wondering, Breck does not have the heat on yet. Icing waved off. Nice hustle by Grant. He puts a body into 44. 44 now comes on the near side. 24 taps it out to the center. 37 makes a move around Evan. Carries it down into the circle. Drops it to 24. 24 puts it right back down low. 37. 44 at the point. Liddell steers that one to the near wall. Legal gathers the puck. Tried to get that up to Grant. Tipped by 27. Kicked ahead by Pexa. Pexa pushes it back to Von Bank. 22. Testing Von Bank. Von Bank pushes it all the way around. That'll be picked up here on the blue line in the Breck zone. Bulldogs switching out. Quick shifts for the Bulldogs so far. Now Schaffler forced the turnover. Von Bank unable to get to the puck. 4 is able to steer it. And now we got 3-2 coming this way. 22 slowly gets it over the blue line, and he feeds it over to the far circle. Tyler down there against the wall. Pushes it up to Schaffler. Schaffler gets it over to Burns behind the back pass, just outside of his reach. Burns pushes it up to the center line. Now he'll give chase on the forecheck. And icing waved off. Said Legal could have grabbed it. Legal. Outside of Burns' reach. Icing waved off. 4 could pick it up. Cross ice picked up by Draheim. Draheim dumped that in. Bulldogs will touch up. 11:35 left here in period number 1. And that one's pushed all the way down, and that one will be an icing on Breck. What is Breck? Breck ponies? Mustangs? Mustangs? Placido controls the face. Oh, jeez. Hi. Thanks. Had a stalker join us. Placido down up against the wall. Gage Schmidt down there as well, throwing some bodies around. Phelps camped out front. He'll give chase now back behind the net. Telejohn holds it up against the wall, gets it to Phelps. Phelps loses the handle. Telejohn puts that one into the corner. Big hit by Gage. That one squeezes by Evenson and goes into the Bulldog zone. 10:50 left here in period one. Placido touches up. Nope, does not touch up, and we get an icing call on the Bulldogs. 4 controls the face-off at the point. His shot gets deflected off a Grog stick. Pexa wraps it around. Grant, Grog, Meyer up front. Pexa and Evan Schmidt out there. Pexa gets that out through the blue line. Pushed back down by Breck. Liddell slows it down, picked up by Pexa. Pexa avoids the check by 18. Gathers it, gets it over to Meyer. Meyer tried to get that out through the point. Liddell sticks save up against the wall. Grant misplays that one, turned it over, picked up by Schmidt as Mustangs dump that down. Schmidt to Grog. Grog fans on that pass. Redirects nonetheless up to Meyer. Meyer loses the handle. That one's dumped down. Bulldogs will switch out 2 up front. Enough to switch out 1. Von Bank in for Grant. That one goes high off the glass. Grab back around, out to the point. 4 has it. Grog holds the boards. Tried to get that up to Von Bank. Gets it out in the neutral zone nonetheless. And Pexa makes a move around. He gets hit. And puck coming into the crowd. And we will get a neutral zone faceoff. Von Bank burns Placido out there. Placido puts that one and scores. Quick power play goal for the Bulldogs. Why'd they call a penalty? I didn't see that. I thought the whistle went because it went out of play, but apparently there was a penalty called. I missed that one. And I missed the call because I was looking for Sam because I thought Sam was going to be out there for the normal shift. Sorry about that, folks. Placido with the goal.
Scoring for River Bulldogs on power play number 4, Placido, unassisted on 546.
Placido unassisted. Bulldogs touch up. Von Bank gathers it at center ice. He gets hip checked. 22 now gathers it. That one deflects off Liddell's glove and up against the glass. Sorry, Christian, on that call. I missed it completely. Von Bank works that up to Burns. Burns, he's got Draheim. Now gets it over. Oh, he was a little tardy on the pass over. He was looking for the right angle. Now Burns drops it back over to Schaffler. That was intercepted, however. Draheim over to Legao. Legao tried to get that up to Schaffler, but that was well behind him. And that'll be an icing on the Bulldogs. 8:09 left in period 1. Bulldogs goal early on the power play. 3 seconds in by Christian Placido. Puts the Bulldogs up 1-0. Some debris on the ice. Official hands it to Charlie. Charlie looks at him like, why are you giving it to me? Backhanded by Telejohn. Casita will pick it up on the near wall. He tried to get it up to Schmidt. Unsuccessful. Now Evenson will pick it up. Evenson loses it at center ice. Push back down. Telejohn makes the move around. He'll get tied up. And weaves it through a bunch of traffic. He draws a penalty now. It'll be a hooking on Breck. I'll put the Bulldogs right back on the power play. Grant making sure everybody knows where they're going to be. Breck controls the faceoff momentarily, works it out to the point. Meyer fires, glove saved by the goalie. Oops. Phelps comes away with the puck, carries it right through behind the net, gets it out to Draheim at the point. Draheim to Schaffler, back over to Draheim. Draheim wasn't expecting that quick of a pass, though. And 23 dumps that down. Breck, pretty aggressive on the kill. They've got two guys going down. And Adele got caught behind the net. And Breck ties it up with a shorthanded goal. I don't know if there was any communication to let Liddell know that there was two forecheckers on that kill. But it looked like some slower play nonetheless by the Bulldogs, by all six of them. And as a result, Mitch is switching everybody out. Von Bank controls the faceoff. Schmidt throws that up. Legal over to Von Bank. He can't hold on to it. Now picked up by Evan. He can't hold on to it.
Scoring for the Mustangs on a short medium goal, number 25, Breck Thomas, unassisted at 7:48.
Burns now has it. He puts the brakes on. Now goes cross ice. Missed on that pass. Casito now has it. And the Mustangs play a very aggressive. They've got two forecheckers deep. Over to Schmidt. Poked off of his stick. Now picked up by Von Bank. Picked up by Placido. Now Placido's going to have Burns, but he gets taken off of his stick. And they've got another guy leaking out. Legal to Schmidt. Schmidt over to Von Bank. Von Bank doesn't catch that one. And the first one down to pick it up is one of the Breck Mustangs. Legal works it over to Burns. Burns drops that over to Von Bank. Von Bank now carry it over. He's going to have Grant with him. Still looking for a pass out. Still looking. Now it comes out to the point. Telejohn. Telejohn fires that one high and wide. Evenson will pick it up on the half wall. He'll carry it down to the circle. Takes a bump by 37. Centers it out front to Von Bank, but that pass is offline. Mustangs full strength. Evenson dumps that down. So we saw a very good power play that scored 3 seconds in, and we saw a very ugly power play that struggled to get anything down in their zone. Breck with a very aggressive kill. Something the Bulldogs haven't seen a ton of lately. Telejohn now has it. Loses it in his feet. Steers that one on net. And back all the way around. Telejohn up on the far wall. Grant down there. Now kicks it up to Meyer. Meyer now has it. Dump it. Get it deep. Bulldogs are trying to carry it deep. Dump and chase a little bit, boys. 40 comes over to 55. Evenson to Von Bank. Got Schaffler ahead. Gains the red line, does not gain the red line, and we get a whistle. Passing is definitely not as crisp as it has been before. And credit to Breck for applying some pressure on the Bulldogs when they're trying to make that pass. They're not giving them a lot of space. On bank line still out there. On bank is asked to leave. Schaffler will jump in. Schaffler wins the face-off. Schmidt wraps it around. Unable to hold on to the puck. Now Burns will pick it up. Tried to make a move on inside of 44 and 45. 44 poked it off his stick. Schmidt, cross ice. Burns is going to pick it up. He's going to have Schaffler trailing. Tried to get it to him, but that got caught in the skates of 77. 44 now dumps it down. He gets hit by Draheim. Those are two big boys right there. Draheim and 44. Tail of the tape is pretty even. Now Burns corrals it. Looking for a pass out. Now he'll come up through the slot. Flips that one down into the corner. Schmidt and Placido are down there. Placido down there along with Schmidt. Phelps, drop down, bud. He's able to hold the wall. Placido fires that down into the opposite corner. 3:05 left here in period one. Picked up by Placido at center ice. And dumped back down. 26 puts that off the dasher. Held in by Tyler. He'll regather it in the neutral zone, however. Drop it over to Draheim. Breck switches out their forwards. Draheim makes a move around the defender. Fires that one well high. On net, hit one of those corners. That's an easy goal. Their goalie is pretty small. Drop pass over to 23. Draheim intercepts it. And that should be an icing on Breck. Back linesman did not call it as such, but the one in front did. .219 left. Grant line out there. Grog joining. Meyer out there. Evenson and Telejohn. 4 will pick it up behind the net. He'll go cross ice. Meyer with a big hit. Telejohn fires it back in. Bulldogs will have to touch up. They do so. Evenson now dumps that down. He takes a hit. Meyer with another big hit. Shoulder to shoulder. 26 goes down. That's a hand pass. Picked up by the Bulldogs. Telejohn pushes that back down. Meyer down there. Got Grant in the circle. Now Grant takes over his spot. Meyer throws it right on the stick of 24. And he centers it out to center ice. 24 drops it to 4. 4 able to get it in the zone, but we'll get an offsides call. On bank line out there, along with Telejohn and Evenson. Evenson will pick it up. Gets it over to, try to get it over to Schaffler. Bounced over his stick, now 55. Tries to split the coverage 50 to Telejohn and Schaffler, and they did not let him through. Schaffler finishes it on 40. Telejohn, he'll fire a low shot. That one steered into the corner. 50 seconds left here in period one. Now Burns will pick it up. He's going to have Schaffler. Flips it over to Von Bank in the circle, but not to him. Not onto his stick. Now Schaffler will give chase. He'll pick it up. Get it back out to Telejohn. Telejohn back to Schaffler. To Burns. Burns over, try to get that to Von Bank. 55, plug that hole. Now Telejohn flips it down in the corner. Burns will give chase, pick it up. He'll reverse course. Von Bank down there with 44. Schaffler off, Lucido in. 17 seconds left. Christian able to hold it in the zone. Burns over to Evenson. Evenson will carry it down with 7 seconds left. He'll center it. 44, though, breaks up that pass, and that'll be the end of period number one. End of period one. 1-1 is our score. We will be back in 60 seconds. Rotation for Schaffler, Smoother in for Draheim, usual rotation. Last half a dozen games or so. Von Bank line out there, Burns, Tisch. Look out, Smoother, Tisch. On the forecheck early. Pushed up. Blue line, 4 now carries it down. He'll dump it down. Smoother pushes it right back up to the blue line. Now Legal has it. Drops it over to Burns. Burns unable to catch the pass, though. 25 dumps that down. Smoother, cross ice over to Tisch. Tisch unable to hold on to it. And that one goes into the player box. And we'll get a center ice face-off. Burns comes away with the face-off, turns it over in the circle. Tisch now down there to help out. Banged out to the point. 44 able to hold the line. Dumps it down to 24. 24 now down there. Puts it off the net. Tisch over to Burns. Burns will carry it down. He'll flip that down behind the net. Von Bank holds it. Von Bank still down there. Lucido in for Tisch. He holds it down. Now he'll get chased. Nice job by Christian. Christian out to the point. Miguel fires. Bouncing puck. Phelps takes a whack at it as it was approaching the goalie. Probably got more goalie than puck. We're all good. Heading in net now. Riddell got his period in. Placido pushes that one back behind the net. Phelps will gather it. Tried to get that out to Telejohn. That deflected off a stick. Telejohn tried to get that to Evenson. Drop pass casually. Evenson unable to pick it up. Then he puts a hit on 37. Bulldogs are trying to make these passes, and Breck is plugging their lanes. The Bulldogs seem to be pretty casual, not snapping it. And when they do snap it, it's bouncing off of the guys' sticks. Nice pass over. 24 just missed it. Wide. Now Placido gets it over to Phelps. Phelps poked off of his stick by 44. Placido. He gets tripped. No call. 43 unable to hold on to it. Telejohn will pick it up. He gets banged up against the wall. Now we got 3-0. Phelps carrying it around. And the goalie makes a bad save, and now Gage is tied up with 44, and they're both going to go. We'll stay 5-on-5. We'll stay 5-on-5 hockey here. Grant line out there, Pexa and Evan Schmidt. .22 carries it down into the Bulldog zone. He fires. Handcuffs Tiago, gets it right on the palm of his glove, but he makes the save. Right on the palm and it tipped. Pexa on the near side over to Meyer. Puck intercepted by 40 before it got up to Meyer. 22 tries to go for the far post. Breck touches up. Picked up by Pexa. Pexa. 40 does a good job holding that wall. That's twice now. He's not allowed Pexa to go up that wall. So Pexa goes to the far side, gets it over to Legal. Legal drops it over for Grant. Puts that into his skates instead. 8 wraps that around. Nice hit by Evan up against the wall. Picked up by Grant over to Pexa. Pexa, center ice to Legal. Dumping deep. Tries to make a move around 4. Now he's got Von Bank out front. Loses the handle. Tries to get that over to Meyer. And now 22 will carry it up. Fires that one right into the breadbasket of Legal. Legal steers that in. Now picked up by Tish. Tish makes a move around, feeds it over to Burns. That was on his heel. He wasn't expecting it. And now we'll get an icing on Breck. .42 left here in period number 2. 1-1 ball game. Tish Poked off of his stick. Von Bank first on the break in. Tried to center that to Burns, just goes off the net instead. Now Tish swoops in. Von Bank puts a hit up against the wall. Von Bank gets it over to Burns. Burns tied up. And 77's going to go for a hook. Burns couldn't get a shot off, drew the hook instead. That'll put the Bulldogs on the power play. Mitch is going to send out a fresh set of legs. Tish will stay. Everybody else will be fresh. Grant, Tish, Phelps, Meyer, and Smooter. Tish out to Smooter. Smooter over to Meyer. Meyer over to Tish. Tish gets tripped. And that'll go 5-on-3 now. Tish draws the trip. So Bulldogs will have a 5-on-3 for a minute 51. Same quartet or same 5 are out there. Grant tried to win the face-off. He did. But it popped on the stick. Now Tish loses an edge. He gets pinned up against the wall. Meyer now gathers it. Again, still a very aggressive kill. And now the Bulldogs iced it down. And Mitch wants to switch it up early. Lucido gives chase. Now Von Bank gets pinned up against the wall. He tries to kick it forward. And now Schmidt will carry it in. He's going to have Burns on the far wall. Decides to drop. Picked up by Von Bank. Gets it down to Schmidt. Schmidt to Placido. Placido over to Burns. Back over to Placido. To Legal out front. Legal fires tipped out front by Von Bank. Rebound goes over to Evan Schmidt, and Evan Schmidt gets the goal. Schmitty with the goal. Assist from Tyler Legal and Braden Von Bank, I believe. Mama Schmidt, he's got a permagrin right now. Hopefully you're enjoying this from the sewer. Evan Schmidt with his first goal of the year. Getting some love over there from Charlie. Bulldogs switch out their back end. Still have a minute 6 on their power play. Oh, still got it. Bulldogs turn it over at the blue line. Telejohn tied up, and now he's going to go. We'll go 4-on-4 now. Telejohn's going to go for a hook. Right now, 4-on-4 hockey. Burns will stay out. Grant comes in. Smooter comes in. Legal comes in. We'll have 4-on-4. Legal or Thiago makes the save. We'll go 4-on-4 for 47 seconds, and then the Bulldogs will be on the kill for about a minute 10. Burns comes away with it. He'll steer that forward. He's able to get it into the zone. Wraps it all the way around. Oh, you got to step up, Tyler. Grant now has it. He'll dump that down. Bulldogs will give chase. We're not on the kill, boys. 4-4. Thiago leaves it for Ethan. Grant over to Burns. Burns carries it down. Tried to get it over to Grant. Grant was going to the net. That'll be picked up now by Legao at the blue line. He'll fire. Rebound. None there. Goalie freezes it. Bulldogs will send Von Bank and Placido out front. Pexa and Stevenson on the back end. Bulldogs now on the kill for 1:08. That puts Blake on the power play. Von Bank to Evenson. Placido pushes it deep. He'll sit down there and he'll try to cover that puck the best that he can. Now squirt it out. 24 has it. Placido puts him up against the wall. Bulldogs unable to set up their traditional kill in the neutral zone. Big hit by Evenson, and now what are they going to call on Ethan? Cross check? Oh, Ethan for a cross check. I didn't see that one. That looks like a clean check, though. That'll put Blake on the 5-on-3 for 35 seconds. Breck, I'm sorry. I got my statistician over here correcting me. Breck on the power play. Pexa unable to get it out. Like to see that just be a dump out. Smoother, nice job pestering. He'll carry it down. Just trickle it down. Nope, there you go. Now dump it down. Good job. 8 seconds left on the power play for Breck. Telejoff on, Burns in. Pexa steers that up against, and Bulldogs will dump it down. 1:15 left on the 5-on-4 power play. Turned over. Burns will gather it. He'll chip that down. Bulldogs with a more aggressive forecheck. Walked in by 24. Cross ice. Shot. Stick save by Thiago into the corner. Burns will pick it up. He'll chip that up into the neutral zone. Von Bank down there. Smoother, 45 seconds left. Von Bank's been out there for a while. Dropped over to 18. Knocked off of his stick by Burns. Burns will pick it up. He'll feather that down all the way around. Placido plays the body down there. 20 seconds, and now we got a penalty on Breck for a cross check. Holy cow, we got penalties going this period. We'll go 4-on-4 hockey now for 20 seconds. And then once E's penalty clears, Bulldogs will have a 1:40 power play. Good thing I got my statistician here to keep track of the scoreboard for me this period. Breck controls the face-off. Grant Phelps out there. Legao Telejohn. That one fires off a Legao stick up against the wall, picked up by Telejohn. Telejohn puts the brakes on, poked off of his stick. Now Grant forces the turnover, picked up by Phelps. Phelps pushes that one down. Back up. Bulldogs left to touch up. Popped off a Legao stick and cleared out by Breck. Breck now not as aggressive on this kill. Telejohn. And the coaches are looking at him. Where was that to? Telejohn now carries it over. Looks like Phelps was offside, but we'll play on. And Telejohn puts that into the glove of the goalie. Smoother and Tish in now. 1:12 left in the power play. It'd be nice if the Bulldogs get another one here. Breck comes away with the face-off. Drop back over to 4. 4 wraps it all the way around. Picked up at the blue line by Grant. Grant's got Tish, Meyer, Phelps, and Smoother with him. Grant drops it for Meyer, and that one deflects high up into the netting. Von Bank, Placido, and Burns coming in along with Evan Schmidt and Tyler Legal. Placido controls the face-off. Legal's pass bounces off of Burns' tip of his stick. Now Burns battling down there with Von Bank. Loses the puck to Breck. Breck pushes it out. Legal has it. 35 seconds left in the power play. He'll carry it down. Drop it for Placido. Burns fights his way through a couple. He'll shoot. And the goalie makes the glove save. 4:13 left here in period 2. 21 seconds left in the power play. Burns comes away with it. Cross ice pass over to Schmidt. Now picked up by Burns. 10 seconds left. Drops it down to Placido in the corner. Placido sends that one on net. Von Bank tips it. Now Burns has it. Works it over to Von Bank. Von Bank carries it back down the wall now. Pushed over to Burns. Burns over to Placido. Still out front. Puck loose. Placido's in the net. And pushed out into the neutral zone. Full strength for Breck. Schmidt loses the handle. And they got too many men now. They had too many men. That put the Bulldogs right back on the power play. Breck coaches are shaking their heads, frustrated over there. They're giving the Bulldogs the chances. Bulldogs are not capitalizing though. It's got to be their 4th or 5th penalty. Actually, the referee put the whistle to his mouth. He was about to blow one on the defender against Tish. Smoother. Grant was telling him to get it over to Tish. Grant picks it up anyways. Grant fires that one just over the corner. That top shelf is wide open. Tish tried to get that over. Now Grant cycles that down. Phelps centers it out front. Nobody there. And cleared out of the zone. We've seen this before. Breck's only goal came on a short-handed goal. Lazy sequence by the Bulldogs. And the aggressiveness of Breck. Grant tried to get that to Phelps. That pass was behind him. Icing waved off. 2:30 left in the period. Tish collects it. Gets it over to Meyer. Meyer's pass was intercepted before it got to him. Thiago steps up big, makes a nice pad save. Blocker save, I should say. Poked out in the neutral zone. Now Phelps is going to have it. He's got Van Bank ahead of him. We got 4-on-0. Flipped over from Phelps to Von Bank, and Von Bank puts it in. Nice pass by Gavin. Braden puts it in, puts the Bulldogs up 3-1. Nice shot by Gavin to keep that puck as long as he did, and then he got it over to Braden. Braden, just as he was crossing the goal line on the side of the goal, he was able to put that in. Bulldogs take a 3-1 lead with 2 minutes left here in period number 2.
Scoring for the Bulldogs on a power play, number 33, Braden Bulldogs, assisted by number 2, Gavin Phelps, and number 36, Cannon Burns at 13.
Burns gets the secondary assist. Phelps now carries it down. He's going to have Burns on his off wing. Carries it all the way around. Gets it over to Von Bank. Von Bank, oh! Puck just crawling on the goal. Goalie sticks his paddle down and able to make the save. It was rolling off the stick after the initial save. Now Phelps carries it around, shoots. Burns shoots. Puck still loose. Burns hacks that again. Phelps down there now in the paint. Puck centered out through the slot, and Breck is able to get it out into the neutral zone. Bulldogs switch out Phelps. Meyer jumps in. Tip. Icing waved down. 60 seconds left in the period. That one centered out front by Meyer. Puck still loose, and now the goalie's able to freeze it. And Von Bank might need a 0-2 after this shift. He's been up and down the ice 4 times. Bulldogs up 3-1 with 53 seconds left. Grant, Meyer, Holly, Rog. And then Meyer just has a guy just jump on his back. Picked up by Evenson, centers it out front. Grant tried to tip it in, but it was intercepted just as it got it. Oh, and then 44 just laid a huge hit on Telejohn. And Telejohn's going to let him know. And Meyer buries that one top shelf. And just like that, Bulldogs up 4-1. Telejohn took a wicked hit up against the wall here by 44. He went high on it. Good to see Tristan all right. Bulldogs opening up a 3-goal lead here in the last 2 minutes. Meyer carries it up on the near side. He's going to have Grog out front. Tried to center to him. Now centers to him. Grog tied up in his feet. Now push out to Grant. Grant tried to get that to the D. Evenson chips that back down with 5 seconds left. Nice closing 5 minutes for the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs take a 4-1 lead in the intermission here. We'll be back in 15 minutes. Goals coming from, help me out here, G. Evan Schmidt got one. Placido got one. Placido got the first. Evan Schmidt got the second. Braden Von Bank got the third. And Braden Meyer got the fourth. We'll be back in 15 minutes here from Golden Valley, Minnesota, and Breck. Welcome back, everybody, to Golden Valley. Bulldogs just about ready to take on Breck. Start of the third period. Bulldogs up 4-1. Goals from Placido, Evan Schmier, Braden Von Bank, and Bryce Meyer. Bulldogs start period 3. Von Bank, Burns, Telejohn up front. Tyler Legal and Jacob Juarez. Von Bank wins the face-off, picked up by Juarez. Burns tried to flip it back, intercepted by 4. Gets it over to 24, carries it up. Back checking by Von Bank, takes it off of his stick. Now picked up by Burns. Poked off of Burns' stick. 24 now has it. He'll fire that down into the corner. Tyler Legal picked up by Von Bank, who dropped it over to Telejohn. Telejohn not looking for the pass, or expecting the pass, I should say. Von Bank's stick knocked out of his hands. Wrapped up. Picked up by Burns on the half wall. Fires that one right back down there. Picked up now by Juarez on the half wall. He'll fire a shot. Rebound out front to Telejohn. Telejohn puts that on net, steered to the side. Von Bank to Burns, back behind the net. To Juarez in the circle. Back to Burns. Back to Juarez. Juarez to Legal. Legal fires. Blocker save. Von Bank gets pinned up against the wall, knocked down by 21. Telejohn on the near wall. Von Bank steers it back over to Tyler. Gets to Telejohn. Now Legal flips it up against the half wall to Juarez. Juarez fires, and the goalie makes the save in the belly. Nice first shift by the Bulldogs, getting a couple shots on net, killing them at 30. Gage Schmidt line out there. Evenson, Pexa. Evenson's shot goes off of 44. 44 is not feeling good after that one. And that one goes right on Thiago. Thiago, paddle save. Evenson to Pexa. Pexa tried to get that out. Knocked down by 23, picked up by Gage. Gage cross ice over to Phelps. Phelps. And we're going to get a penalty on Gage for interference. I'll put Breck on the power play. Placido and Phelps, Evenson and Pexa. And on the faceoff, 44 buries it. And cuts the Bulldogs lead in half. Scores now 42. Faceoff win right out to the point. Fires it, goes 5-hole. And just like that, 4-2. .13:06 left here in period 3, I'm sorry.
Penalty on the Bulldogs, number 35, Gage Schmidt, 2 minutes for interference out of 50, scoring by Breck on the power play, number 44, Golden Bulldogs, assisted by number 21, Michael Berman, back from 53.
24's got 22 leaking out ahead. Pass goes long. Back up, they get down in the corner. Nice takeaway by Evenson. Meyer throws that down. That'll be an icing on the Bulldogs. Breck faithful starting to roll in here. They have a big crowd here, I think, for this game. Breck, number 10 in the state, Class A. Puck intercepted at the point, kicked around through the slot. Meyer able to kick it out into the neutral zone. 43 gathers it, carries it right back in. Esther, now 40 picks it up, carries it down into the corner. Set on net, rebound. Comes up against the near wall. Thiago steers that down to the corner. Big hit down there by Tyler Legal. Picked up by Bryce Meyer. He's got Grant leaking out. Also has Ethan Legal. Grant loses the handle, wrapped all the way around. Held in by Telejohn. Goes over to Ethan Legal, or Tyler Legal, I'm sorry. 25's going to come out. His shot goes well wide. Now picked up by Burns. He's got Von Bank leading ahead. Von Bank now give chase. He'll pick it up down behind the net. Gets it over to Telejohn. That hits some skates. Now Von Bank reverses course up against the wall. Gets it down to Burns. Burns out to the point to Pexa. Pexa fires. Burns hammers at it, and the net comes off. $11:01 left. Telejohn pushes that puck behind net. Juarez holds it at the halfway wall. Pushes it back down. Von Bank now centers it out. Poke checked out by the goalie. Pexa holds the blue line, flips that up off the glass. Wrapped all the way around. Burns chips it all the way back around. Past Von Bank. Held at the wall by Telejohn. Von Bank got more ice on that shot than puck. Just kind of weakly dribbles into the defender. Pexa, Telejohn, and out into the neutral zone. Pexa, dump it. There you go. Telejohn dumps it down. Juarez goes off on change, and that one jumps up into the netting. We'll get a fresh 5 for the Bulldogs. 10:09 left, 4-2. Lone goal in the third, coming on a power play for Breck. Those of you just arriving here and pulling into the lot, the heat's not on yet. Hopefully, eventually for you guys, it will be. Evenson dumps that down. Out to the circle, and 66 will gather over at the red line. He loses it off of Christian's tape. Christian now gathers it. Loses the handle. Now Schmidt pestering down there as well. Wrapped all the way around. Pass caught by Phelps. Phelps gets it out to Schmidt. Pays the price, but made a great pass out to Schmidt. Schmidt puts it off the stick of the goalie. Ethan Legal gets that over to Gage. Or Tyler Legal, I'm sorry. Phelps over to Gage. Placido hammers the rebound. Now Placido tried to put a hit on, does, and we're going to get an interference call on Christian. A tripping call. Christian's going to go for a trip. Burns, Phelps, Legal, and Juarez. Placido 2 for trip. 9:21 left here in period number 3. Breck wins the face-off. Ooh, that one, I don't think Thiago saw that one. Steered right back in. Tyler loses his stick, pushed out to point. Tiago, love save. .138 left. Power play for Breck. Grant and Von Banken. Four. Dumps it down. Picked up by Tyler Legal. Fire that one all the way down. Now the Bulldogs set up their neutral zone. Nice job by Braden. .24 able to get it in. Tyler ties him up. Puck flipped on net. Tiago makes the save. Texa in for Legal. .58 seconds left in Placido's penalty. Texa comes in, pushes the puck up onto the near wall, and Von Bank will dump it down. 40 seconds left in the power play. .24 carries it in, poked off of his stick. Deflected shot slides on Tiago. He makes the save. Pushed back around by Breck. Carries it around. Nice job by Grant dropping down on the goal line. And he steers it out in the neutral zone. 13 seconds left in the power play for Breck. They'll dump it down. Texa gathers it. We would like to see that one more jump. Now Christian out of the box. Christian comes away with it, gets it over to Gage. Gage loses the handle. Evenson fires a howitzer. That deflects into the corner. Von Bank shovels that back. Gage. He gets hit from 24. Now Gage comes in, puts a hit on 44. 22 now carries it. He'll fire a shot. That one goes into the corner. Now Placido just takes a shot to the head. No call. Gage over to Phelps. That one was behind Phelps though. Phelps or Schmidt centers it up to Placido. Phelps now back check, takes it off of his stick, and then Tyler Legal squares up with 21. 21's going to go off. That was two big boys at center ice. Now Gage's stick is caught under the boards. Tiago makes the save, and now the Gage is going to go for another penalty. Gage is going to go for a hook. Gage will go for a hook. It's Gage's third for the day. Grant, Burns, Texa, Juarez. Two special team goals for Breck, a shorthanded goal and a power play goal.
Penalty on the Bulldogs.
Grant pushes that one all the way out. Held at the line by Texa. Cross ice pass over 24. He'll dump it down. Takes a bad bounce in the corner where the Zandor goes in and out. And that one goes up into the netting. 5:35 left. 1:35 left in the penalty kill for the Bulldogs. Now Pexa just gets yanked from behind. Great job by Pexa down low. Gets it over to Placido. Placido unable to clear it out though. That one deflects off of Von Banks' stick harmlessly into Thiago. Kept in. Pexa makes enough to move around. Flip that one out. 44 gathers it. 22. Pexa doing a great job down there. And now we're going to get a penalty on Breck for a roughing call. So we'll go 4-on-4 for the next 47 seconds, and then the Bulldogs will go on the power play. And now we're going to get another penalty called on Breck. I guess I don't know why there's two guys in the box. I missed it. Clearing pass, picked up by front to Grant. Evenson fires. That one deflects high off the glass. Tyler now has it. Gets it to Grant coming down to the slot. Gets it over to Meyer. Back out to Evenson. Evenson. Uh-oh. 28's going to come down. Don't push it too far ahead. And then he slashes. So that'll draw a penalty. 26 is going to go for a slash. He slashed out of frustration. Frustrated that he's too slow to catch up. So that'll put the Bulldogs on the power play. .416 left. Bulldogs on a 4-on-3 power play for 16 seconds. And then they'll go 5-on-3. Four loses an edge. Now Legal gets it over to Grant.
Penalty on the Mustangs, number 26, for 2 minutes for slashing at 10.
Bulldogs now 5-on-3.
Bulldogs go straight.
Big hit by Tyler. Grant, Schmidt, Meyer, Legal, and now Evan Schmidt. Legal. He fires. That goes into the breadbasket of 55. Cross ice pass over to Meyer. Meyer slap shot one time. And Gage gets a shot on. Bulldogs are going to have a 32-second 5-on-3. And then they'll have about another 31 seconds 5-on-4. Bulldogs going with just a normal line. Von Bank centering. Burns and Telejohn. Schmidt and Pexa. Picked up by Telejohn. He'll carry it over the blue line. Von Bank picks it up, gets it out to Burns. Burns gets tied up by 44. That one's come down. 2:50 left. Bulldogs now 5-on-4 power play. Von Bank. Drop for Burns. Burns to Von Bank. Picked up now by Burns. Gets it over to Telejohn. Telejohn shoots, scores! Von Bank to Burns to Telejohn. And it is now 5-2 with 2:27 left. Heads up.
Scoring for the Bulldogs on the power play, number 27, Trisha Tubman, assisted by number 36, Canyon Bird, at 12:33.
Goal for Telejohn, assist to Burns and Von Bank. 4 will pick up the puck, poked off of his stick by Schmidt. Placido now wraps it back around. Centers that one out front. Phelps gets hit hard from behind. Placido's tied up at 23 back behind the net. Around the half wall here. Schmidt wins the faceoff, gets it over to Tyler Legal. Phelps centers it out. Placido puts 23 down. Phelps loses the handle. Tied up with 4. Now Christian will come in there, pick up the puck. Bulldogs just outlasting Breck. Phelps gets an extra shot in on the pads, and now 4 is jaw jacking with Phelps. And now they're both going to go. The official heard enough of that. Grant, Grog, Meyer, Juarez, and Pexa out there. We'll stay 5-on-5. Grant fires that one high and wide. Pexa over to Juarez. Juarez turned that over at the blue line, picked up by 21. Pexa with a hip check. And now Pexa and Meyer both go down. Picked up by Ollie. Ollie gets knocked off the puck as he carries it down. Still chasing after the puck. Grog is. Juarez has it up at the point. And then Grog comes in, and he's going to go for a penalty. And then he takes a shot. And now Grant throws one in at 43 too. Grog's going to go. Grant's going to go. Oh, they're pulling Pexa. It wasn't Pexa, it was Grant. Oh, his tempers are getting a little chippy. Officials are going to be discussing over there. We'll get a face-off down in this zone. We're going to call coincidental minors. Boys are going to go. Mitch has got Meyer centering Gage Schmidt, Burns, Grant playing D, and Tyler Legal playing D.
Number 43, Casey Clay, 2 minutes for roughing. Penalty on the Mustangs, number 21, Michael Irving, 2 minutes for roughing. Penalty on the Bulldogs, number 28, Oliver Brock, 2 minutes for roughing. Penalty on the Bulldogs, number 26, Justin Pexa, 2 minutes for roughing. All day, 27.
Gage gets it over to Burns. Burns will carry it down. 20 seconds left. Gets it up to Schmidt. Schmidt. 26 tries to take Schmidt out. He does it. He falls down. And now Gage said, "How do you like that?" Thiago makes a save. And Burns controls the puck, and that's the end of the game. Breck tried to be physical with the Bulldogs, and they chose the wrong group today. Bulldogs convincing 5-2 win. That's the end of the game. AV season. Thank you for thank you for listening to the broadcast, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Until next time, have a great evening.